Hey Virgo, welcome back to the channel. I just pulled cards for you, and honestly, what came through is so significant that I had to sit with this energy for a moment before recording. September 2025 is bringing you a major release, and I know deep down you've been sensing this shift coming. There's this feeling in the air around you, like something has been building for months, maybe even years, and it's finally reaching that breaking point where transformation is not just possible, but absolutely necessary. Before we dive into the cards, I want you to really ground yourself right now. Take a breath because what's coming through is about liberation, about finally letting go of something that's been weighing on your soul. And Virgo, you're so good at holding things together, at being the person everyone relies on. But this reading is about what happens when you finally give yourself permission to release what no longer serves you. I pulled 10 cards for this reading, and each one reveals a different layer of this major shift that's unfolding in your life. So the first card that came out is the Eight of Cups. And Virgo, this card is absolutely foundational to everything else we're going to discuss today. The Eight of Cups is about walking away, about that moment when you realize that something you've invested time, energy, and emotion into is no longer aligned with who you're becoming. This isn't about failure or giving up. This is about honoring yourself enough to recognize when a chapter needs to close. I'm seeing that for many of you, there's been a situation in your life, whether it's a relationship, a job, a living situation, or even a version of yourself that you've been clinging to out of habit or obligation, rather than genuine fulfillment. What's interesting about the Eight of Cups showing up first is that it's not a sudden decision. This card represents a journey that begins from within. You've been feeling this disconnection for a while now. Maybe you've been trying to convince yourself that things will get better, that if you just work harder or give more of yourself, the situation will transform into what you need it to be. But Virgo, the energy here is showing me that you've reached a point of honest clarity. You're seeing things as they truly are, not as you wish they were, or as others have told you they should be. This is your truth rising to the surface, and it's demanding to be acknowledged. The Eight of Cups often appears when we've outgrown something emotionally and spiritually. It's that feeling of standing in a space that used to feel like home, but now feels confining. I'm picking up that some of you might be experiencing this in a romantic partnership where you've been the one doing most of the emotional labor, constantly adapting and accommodating while your own needs get pushed to the background. For others, this could be about a career path that looked perfect on paper, but leaves you feeling empty and disconnected from your true purpose. And for some of you, this is about releasing an identity, or role you've played in your family or social circle that no longer reflects who you authentically are. What I love about this card appearing for you right now is that it's validating a truth you already know. You're not being impulsive or dramatic. You're being real with yourself, maybe for the first time in a long time. The cups in this card are stacked, but you're walking away from them, heading toward mountains in the distance. Those mountains represent the unknown, the journey ahead that requires courage and faith. But here's what's powerful, Virgo. You're willing to leave behind what's familiar, because you've recognized that staying would cost you something far more valuable than any temporary comfort. It would cost you your authenticity, your peace, your alignment with your highest self. Moving to the second card, I pulled the Ace of Pentacles, and wow, Virgo, this is where the energy shifts from release into manifestation. After the Eight of Cups shows us what you're walking away from, the Ace of Pentacles reveals what's waiting for you on the other side of that brave decision. This is a card of new beginnings in the material world. We're talking about tangible opportunities, financial fresh starts, career shifts, or the beginning of building something real and substantial that actually aligns with your values and your vision for your life. The Ace of Pentacles is the universe's way of saying that your release is not about loss. It's about making space for something infinitely better. I'm seeing that as you let go of what's been draining you, you're opening yourself up to receive abundance in forms you might not have even imagined. This could be a new job opportunity that appears seemingly out of nowhere, offering you not just better pay, but actual fulfillment and respect for your skills. It could be a business idea that you've been sitting on finally getting the green light to move forward. For some of you, this might even be about physical relocation, finding a new home or environment where you can truly thrive and build the life you've been dreaming about. What makes the Ace of Pentacles so special in this reading is its promise of solid foundations. Virgo, you're not jumping from one unstable situation into another. What's coming is built to last. It's rooted in reality, in practical possibility, and in genuine opportunity for growth. I'm sensing that many of you have been in situations where you were promised growth or stability, but it never quite materialized. You were always waiting, always hoping, always being told that things would get better soon. But the Ace of Pentacles energy doesn't work like that. This is immediate, tangible, real. When this opportunity presents itself, and it will very soon, you're going to feel it in your body. There will be this sense of rightness, of alignment, of finally being in the right place at the right time. The seed in the hand on this card represents potential that's ready to be planted. You have everything you need to begin building this new chapter. Your skills, your experience, your hard-won wisdom from all those situations that didn't work out, they've all been preparing you for this moment. The garden below represents fertile ground, conditions that are actually conducive to growth. You're not going to be struggling uphill anymore, fighting against circumstances or people who don't appreciate your value. You're moving into an environment where your talents are recognized, where your efforts yield actual results, where you can finally see the fruits of your labor manifesting in ways that bring you both security and satisfaction. Now, the third card is the King of Wands. And Virgo, this card is telling me so much about the energy you need to embody as you move through this transition. The King of Wands is confident, charismatic, visionary, and action-oriented. This is not the energy of hesitation or second-guessing. This is the energy of someone who knows their worth, trusts their vision, and moves forward with absolute conviction. I'm hearing that you need to step into your power in a way you haven't before. You need to own your authority, your expertise, your right to make bold decisions about your own life. For many Virgos, there can be this tendency to analyze everything to death, to seek perfection before taking action, to wait for external validation before moving forward. But the King of Wands energy is saying that September is your time to lead from the front. You don't need anyone's permission to change your life. You don't need to have every single detail figured out before you take that first step. What you need is to connect with that fire within you, that part of yourself that knows what you want and isn't afraid to go after it with passion and determination. I'm seeing that this King of Wands energy is going to show up in how you communicate your needs and boundaries. You're going to find yourself speaking with more clarity and confidence. Where you might have softened your words before or tried to make others comfortable at your own expense, you're now going to state things directly and unapologetically. This isn't about being harsh or unkind. It's about being honest and expecting to be met with respect. The King of Wands doesn't waste time with people who don't value what he brings to the table, and neither should you. This card is also showing me that you're stepping into a leadership role of some kind. This might be literal, like a promotion or a position where you're guiding others, or it could be more metaphorical, like becoming a leader in your own life story instead of a supporting character in someone else's narrative. You're taking the reins. You're setting the direction. You're deciding what your priorities are and structuring your life around them instead of constantly adapting to everyone else's agenda. There's something incredibly liberating about this energy, and I can feel that you're ready for it, even if part of you feels nervous about such a significant shift. The fourth card I pulled is the Six of Swords, and this is such a clear confirmation that you are in a transitional period. The Six of Swords is literally the card of moving from troubled waters to calmer shores. It's about leaving behind difficulty, confusion, and chaos, and moving toward peace, clarity, and stability. What I love about this card appearing in your reading is that it acknowledges that the journey isn't instantaneous. There's a process involved in moving from where you've been to where you're going. The figure in the boat is being guided by someone who knows how to navigate these waters. For you, Virgo, this could represent trusting your intuition, working with a therapist or coach, leaning on a trusted friend, or simply following the inner guidance that's been trying to get your attention for months. You don't have to make this transition alone, and you don't have to have all the answers right now. What matters is that you've made the decision to move, to leave the turbulent shores behind and trust that you're heading somewhere better. I'm picking up that for some of you, this transition might involve physical movement, like actually relocating to a new place. But for many of you, this is more about mental and emotional movement. It's about shifting your perspective, releasing old thought patterns that have kept you stuck, letting go of beliefs about yourself or your situation that were based on other people's limitations rather than your own potential. The Six of Swords is gentle but firm. It says that yes, change can feel uncomfortable, but staying in chaos is far more painful than the temporary discomfort of transition. The swords in the boat represent thoughts, mental clarity, and the lessons you're carrying forward. You're not leaving empty-handed, Virgo. Every challenge you've faced, every disappointment you've endured, every moment you've had to be stronger than you wanted to be, All of that has given you wisdom and resilience that you're taking with you into this next chapter. The difference is that these experiences are no longer weighing you down. You've processed them, learned from them, and now you're carrying forward only what serves your growth. Everything else is being left in those troubled waters behind you. The fifth card is the Seven of Pentacles, and Virgo, this card is so significant for your sign specifically. The Seven of Pentacles is about patience, assessment, and recognizing the value of your investments. This card shows someone standing back and looking at what they've cultivated, evaluating whether their efforts are yielding the results they hoped for. And here's what's coming through so clearly for you. You've been working incredibly hard for a long time. You've been patient, diligent, responsible, and committed. You've planted seeds, tended gardens, showed up consistently, even when you were exhausted. But now you're at a point where you need to honestly assess whether what you've been investing your time and energy into is actually growing in the direction you want. The Seven of Pentacles can sometimes indicate a moment of reckoning, where you realize that despite your best efforts, certain situations or relationships are not going to bloom in the way you hoped. This isn't about giving up too soon. Virgo, if anyone knows about dedication and follow-through, it's you. This is about being wise enough to recognize when you're pouring yourself into soil that simply cannot support your growth. I'm seeing that many of you have been in situations where you've been the person keeping things together. You've been the responsible one, the reliable one, the one who does the hard work while others take credit or coast along. And you've told yourself that eventually your efforts would be recognized, that eventually things would balance out, that eventually you'd receive the appreciation and reciprocation you deserve. But the Seven of Pentacles is asking you to look at the actual evidence. What has your investment yielded so far? Are you being valued? Are you being supported? Is there mutual growth happening, or are you the only one tending this garden? This card is giving you permission to redirect your resources. If something isn't growing despite your best efforts, it might not be about trying harder. It might be about accepting that you've done everything you could and now it's time to plant your seeds in more fertile ground. The Ace of Pentacles we saw earlier is that fertile ground. It's waiting for you. But you can't plant new seeds while you're still using all your energy trying to make something grow in depleted soil. The release has to happen first, and the Seven of Pentacles is giving you the wisdom to make that assessment with clear eyes and a grounded heart. Moving to the sixth card, we have the Two of Cups and Virgo. This is where the reading gets really beautiful, because it's showing me what becomes possible in your relationships once you've made space for genuine connection. The Two of Cups is the card of partnership, mutual respect, emotional reciprocity, and authentic love. After all this releasing and transitioning, you're moving into a space where your relationships are going to reflect your new standards and your elevated sense of self-worth. For those of you who are single, the Two of Cups indicates that once you've released the patterns and situations that weren't serving you, you're going to attract a partnership that feels completely different from anything you've experienced before. This is someone who meets you as an equal, who sees your value without you having to prove it, who shows up consistently and doesn't make you question where you stand. The Two of Cups energy is balanced, harmonious, and built on genuine mutual appreciation. You're not going to be doing all the work in this connection. You're not going to be the only one initiating, planning, or caring about the relationship's success. For those of you already in partnerships, the Two of Cups suggests that your relationship is going to go through a renewal. As you step into your power and start honoring your needs, you're either going to see your partner rise to meet you at this new level, creating a deeper and more authentic connection than before, or you're going to recognize with clarity that this partnership cannot evolve in the way you need it to. The Two of Cups doesn't force or settle. It only exists where there's genuine compatibility and willingness from both people to nurture the connection. What I'm really loving about this card in your spread is that it's showing me you're no longer willing to accept one-sided relationships in any area of your life. This applies to friendships, family dynamics, and professional relationships too. You're recognizing that true partnership means both people are invested, both people are contributing, both people are showing up. And as you embody this standard, you're going to notice that some relationships naturally fall away because they were never actually partnerships to begin with. They were dependencies or dynamics where you were giving far more than you were receiving. And that's okay. That's part of the release. What remains and what arrives new will be so much more fulfilling because it's based on authentic mutual connection. The seventh card is the Eight of Wands. And Virgo, get ready because things are about to move fast. The Eight of Wands is the card of swift action, Rapid developments and momentum finally building in your favor. All those months or years where it felt like you were stuck, where nothing was moving despite your efforts, where you were waiting and working and hoping for change, that stagnation is ending. September is bringing speed, movement, and a rush of energy that's going to propel you forward in ways that might actually surprise you. I'm seeing that once you make that initial decision to release what's not working, everything else starts falling into place quickly. It's like the universe has been waiting for you to choose yourself. And the moment you do, all these resources, opportunities, and synchronicities start appearing. You might get that job offer within days of deciding to leave your current position. You might meet someone significant right after ending a relationship that wasn't serving you. You might find the perfect apartment the week you decide to move. The Eight of Wands energy doesn't mess around. It delivers. What's important to understand about this card is that the speed isn't chaotic or overwhelming. It's aligned. These rapid developments are all pointing in the direction of your highest good. You're not being pushed into anything. You're being supported in moving toward what you've already decided you want. The wands flying through the air represent messages, communications, and actions all moving in harmony toward a common goal. For you, this could manifest as receiving multiple positive responses to applications you've sent out, having several conversations that open new doors, or experiencing a series of events that confirm you're absolutely on the right path. I'm also picking up that some of you are going to be traveling, or at least considering travel during this time. The Eight of Wands can indicate physical movement across distances, whether that's for a new opportunity, a relationship, or simply because you need a change of scenery to finalize this transition in your energy. There's something about removing yourself from familiar surroundings that allows you to step fully into this new version of yourself without the constant reminders of who you used to be or what you used to tolerate. The eighth card is the King of Pentacles. And Virgo, this is showing me the ultimate outcome of all this transition and transformation. The King of Pentacles represents mastery in the material world, financial stability, successful manifestation, and the ability to create abundance through practical action and wise decisions. This is you on the other side of this release, having built something real and sustainable that reflects your values and supports your well-being. The King of Pentacles is grounded, secure, and prosperous. He's created his kingdom through patience, hard work, and intelligent resource management. Sound familiar? That's because these are qualities you already possess. Virgo, what's different now is that you're applying these qualities in service of your dreams and your life rather than building kingdoms for other people or maintaining structures that don't actually benefit you. You're taking all that incredible capability you have and directing it toward creating a life that actually feels good to live. I'm seeing that the financial stability indicated by this card is not just about making more money, though that might certainly be part of it. It's about feeling secure, feeling like you have what you need, feeling like you're not constantly struggling or sacrificing or scraping by. The King of Pentacles knows his worth and charges accordingly. He doesn't undervalue his time, his skills, or his contributions. And as you embody this energy, you're going to find that others start treating you differently too. When you value yourself, when you set firm boundaries around your resources and your energy, people respond to that. You attract opportunities and relationships that match your elevated sense of worth. This card is also about legacy and long-term thinking. The King of Pentacles isn't interested in quick fixes or temporary solutions. He's building something that will last, something that provides security not just for now, but for the future. For you, this might mean finally starting that business you've been thinking about, investing in property, going back to school for a degree that will open new career paths, or simply structuring your finances in a way that gives you more freedom and options. Whatever form it takes, you're moving from survival mode into creation mode, from reacting to circumstances into intentionally designing the life you want. The ninth card is the Knight of Pentacles. And I love that we're getting both the King and the Knight of Pentacles in this reading because together they're showing me the full journey from committed action to achieved mastery. The Knight of Pentacles is methodical, reliable, and completely dedicated to seeing things through. He's not flashy or impulsive. He's steady, focused, and willing to put in the consistent work required to reach his goals. This card is telling me that while the Eight of Wands brings rapid movement and exciting developments, the real magic happens in how you show up day after day after that initial rush of change. The Knight of Pentacles is reminding you that transformation isn't just about the big dramatic moments of release and new beginnings. It's about the daily choices you make to honor your new path, to maintain your boundaries, to keep building even when it gets tedious or challenging. I'm picking up that some of you might feel tempted to rush through this transition, to try to get to the destination as quickly as possible so you can finally relax and feel secure. But the Knight of Pentacles is asking you to trust the process, to find peace in the journey itself, to recognize that every step you take is valuable even if you can't see the full picture yet. This is especially important for Virgo energy because you can sometimes get so focused on the end goal that you forget to acknowledge how far you've already come. The Knight of Pentacles is also about doing things the right way, with integrity and attention to detail. As you build this new chapter, you're not cutting corners or compromising your values for faster results. You're being thorough, you're being intentional, and you're creating something that truly represents who you are and what matters to you. This might mean turning down opportunities that look good on the surface, but don't align with your deeper values. It might mean taking a bit longer to find the right situation, rather than jumping at the first thing that comes along. The Knight of Pentacles has patience because he knows that quality takes time and that sustainable success is built on solid foundations. The 10th and final card in your reading is the Knight of Wands. And Virgo, this is such a powerful note to end on because it's showing me the passionate, adventurous, courageous energy that you're stepping into as you complete this major release and move forward into your new reality. The Knight of Wands is bold, enthusiastic, and ready for action. He doesn't second-guess himself or wait for perfect conditions. He sees what he wants and goes after it with complete confidence and infectious energy. This card is telling me that as you release what's been holding you back and step into your power, you're going to rediscover parts of yourself that maybe got buried under responsibility and obligation. There's a playfulness, a sense of adventure, a willingness to take risks that you might have suppressed because you were so busy being the practical one, the responsible one, the person everyone could count on. But the Knight of Wands is here to remind you that you can be reliable and adventurous, grounded and passionate, responsible and spontaneous. I'm seeing that this energy is going to show up in how you approach opportunities. Instead of overthinking every possible outcome, you're going to start trusting your instincts more. Instead of analyzing things to death, you're going to feel the pull towards something and just go for it. This doesn't mean being reckless. The foundation of the King of Pentacles and the dedication of the Knight of Pentacles ensure that you're not throwing caution completely to the wind, but you're allowing yourself to be led by excitement and passion in a way you haven't in a long time. The Knight of Wands is also about inspiration and creativity. As you move through this transition, you're going to feel more creative, more inspired, more alive. Ideas are going to come to you. Inspiration is going to strike, and you're actually going to have the energy and the drive to act on these impulses. This could manifest in taking up a new hobby, exploring a creative project, traveling to places you've always wanted to visit, or simply bringing more spontaneity and joy into your daily life. You're remembering that life is meant to be experienced, not just endured, and that you deserve to pursue what lights you up. So Virgo, let's bring all of this together. You started this reading with the Eight of Cups, walking away from what no longer serves you, and you're ending with the Knight of Wands, riding boldly toward a future that excites you. In between, you've got the Ace of Pentacles promising new material opportunities, the King of Wands showing you the confident leader you're becoming, the Six of Swords confirming your transition toward calmer waters, the Seven of Pentacles validating your need to assess and redirect your investments, the Two of Cups revealing the authentic partnerships waiting for you, the Eight of Wands bringing rapid positive developments, the King of Pentacles showing you the stable abundance you're building toward, and the Knight of Pentacles reminding you to stay committed to the journey. This is a complete story of transformation. Virgo, September 2025 is not just another month. It's a pivotal turning point where you're releasing old patterns, old situations, and old versions of yourself that were built around other people's expectations or limitations. You're reclaiming your power, your passion, and your right to build a life that actually fulfills you. And the cards are showing me that as scary as change can feel, especially for someone who values stability and security as much as you do, this change is absolutely necessary for your growth and ultimately for your happiness. You knew this was coming. On some level, you've felt this building for a while now, and now the universe is giving you both the push and the support you need to actually make it happen. Trust yourself, Virgo. Trust that you have everything you need to navigate this transition successfully. Trust that what's waiting for you on the other side of this release is so much better than what you're leaving behind. And most importantly, trust that you deserve all the good things that are coming your way. I pulled 10 cards total for this reading. 8 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, King of Wands, 6 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, 8 of Wands, King of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, and Knight of Wands, each one revealing a different aspect of this major transition you're moving through. I would love to know if this resonated with you, if you're feeling this energy of release and renewal in your own life right now. Drop a comment and let me know what came up for you during this reading. And if you found this helpful, sharing it with other Virgos who might need to hear this message would mean so much. Sending you all the courage and clarity you need for this next chapter. You've got this.